Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Spartan.
And I'm Pudgey.
And we're watching Dark Season 3, Episode 8.
We're excited. We're nervous. It's finale day.
I can't believe we've made it here.
The time has come.
I
Or
say I
has it
can't
come
believe...
before?
Settle down, Pudgey. It's a bit late for that now. Okay? We're post. It's time to untie the knot or to work out
Yes.
something. Either untie the knot, or we're keeping the knot. I don't know what the goal is here. But I just can't believe that we've made it to this moment.
Yeah.
At the same time, I can, because last episode was one of the best setups I've seen for a finale. Before last episode, I felt so far from ready for a finale.
Yeah, right. Don't so many series, the episode before the finale, you're like, and then you're waiting for it all to happen in the finale, and you're like, it was good, but I wish there was more build up.
I don't want to speak too soon because we've not seen the finale, although I have high hopes. But last episode, we were talking about it after last episode and just saying we actually feel quite ready now. It's set the scene.
Yeah.
I don't feel nervous. I feel like intrigued, like what comes next.
Yeah.
But it's prepared me and it's set the stage for what hopefully is going to be an epic finale.
Well, I was saying to you off camera, I really am intrigued now to see what is the purpose of it all. What is the intention of the writers? What do they want us to kind of leave this show thinking, feeling, maybe questioning about our world, the way we perceive it? What?
Humanity.
Yeah.
'Cause I definitely, message received loud and clear throughout this show. There's a lot of different themes and brilliant things to explore. But it's right. What conclusion do they want to leave us with? What do they want us thinking and feeling by the end of this? I don't know how it will end.
Is the pain necessary? Is it not? Can we completely avoid it? Is there a paradise? Do they believe in that?
Yeah, the episode title is The Paradise, but what is that?
Yes. Does that come with pain? Does it not?
And where we left off was with Adam essentially realizing, which is still surreal to me, but he realized that he was wrong, or not that he's wrong, but he sort of realized that what he thought would end the knot didn't, and he's like, "What's this?" And then Claudia comes in, and we end, and then we've still got Eva in play. So it's sort of like Claudia and Eva. I'm banking on Claudia more so. But it's Claudia and Eva here to sort of think, okay, which one of you guys is on the money and what you want? Claudia sort of makes sense that she's that in between. Eva kind of wants to just maintain the knot. But I was always saying, is that her end goal? Does she not want anything more with that? But we haven't really, I'm thinking we're going to explore both of them a bit more.
That's what I think.
This episode, perhaps.
Yeah, I think Claudia is the bridge, like we were saying last episode. And I think it is quite fitting to bring Adam and Eva together is needed. That bridge is needed.
I think for me, it's just weird. Testament to the actor. Adam was so compelling, so convincing that I did think, right or wrong, he would be ahead of the game, ahead of Eva.
So you have to have that confidence to then instill that confidence in other people and maintain that hope yourself. You know?
And probably because we followed that Noah Adam storyline for 2 out of 3 seasons primarily, so you really get accustomed and acquainted with that with these characters. So I really thought that Adam was the one that saw what Eva didn't, but it turns out to be the other way around. And then Claudia so far, brilliant little third independent to come in there, and I can't wait to see what they do with her.
I don't want to keep this. I don't want to make this intro quite long, but I did want to mention that I really did love a lot of the themes. It's throughout the series, but also last episode, I felt like we explored it a little bit further. Just, with Martha and Jonas, I am not going to become you. It's like that adolescence talking to their parent and saying I'm not going to become them. But then, you see your future self and you're like, how did I even end up there? I am my parent to some degree. I'm not saying that no one can change that, but like Tanhouse was saying, there's this force within you that no matter what you try, your desires will lead you down that path. And I do love those themes because at the age where we're at now, we are kind of exploring that and kind of
experiencing that a lot.
experiencing that. So I do love the themes. They're very relatable, like at lots of different phases in everyone's life. And
Claudia worded it well too when she was talking about Jonas becoming Adam, that he did not think he would become him because he could not understand the motives that got him there or whatever it was, but something along those lines. And it's like once you do, you just changes your perspective.
Yeah.
Even getting to see last episode, just the way they did it with the montage and making it all simultaneous. You know, you're seeing Jonas start his journey, middle-aged Jonas, go to his mum and saying to Claudia, I will never become him. I know, talking to Noah and saying, I know something different now. You know, it's not going to be the same. I will not be Adam. He's that optimism. And then at the same time, seeing him literally become Adam. And I'm like, oh my God, dude, like you're all the same person and you're going through all the stages, no matter what you said and tried and did. It just, that's how it played out. So seeing that side by side, the way they did that and reminding you of all the instances is just like, wow, it sort of hits you like, wow, this all came into fruition.
I also think that scene with Eva and Martha was powerful, where she goes like, she strikes her face. She's like, this is a memento, like to kind of remind you that we are the same. You and I are the same, and you will become me once you understand my pain. And I thought that was very, very powerful.
But maybe it's also how she sort of got her footing once she discovered, what was that term again? The mirroring.
The quantum
entanglement. Yes, because like that was kind of her marking herself to know, okay, you're the one that's going to become me, not the other one. Whereas Jonas didn't have such a mark to know. So Adam didn't have that advantage of knowing which Jonas.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't even know. I think that he doesn't know the other Jonas's fate even happens. So that is an interesting one. That's where Eva maybe was a bit ahead of the curve, I think. Thank you to all of our Patreon supporters. If you want up to 4 weeks of early access to our reactions, or you want to watch our uncut reactions, we'll leave a link down below.
And if you guys are watching this over on YouTube, don't forget to leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and let us know in the comments down below what you thought of the finale.
All right, let's go.
Let's go. Oh, wow.
Damn. Back to this moment, okay. Where it all started.
Yeah.
That's very fitting.
That is crazy. And I get it in hindsight, but look at the hair. It's the same as Mikhail's, obviously.
And he seems very calm for what he's about to do.
Yeah. Oh, dude. I don't like watching this.
Oh my God.
Aber deine hat kein Ende.
Oh.
His has no end?
What?
Sie besteht auf immerfort.
What the fuck?
Ich bin hier, damit deine Reise endlich ein Ende findet.
Ah.
Okay.
Das ist unmöglich. Du bist tot.
Yeah, right?
Ich habe dich töten lassen.
Du hast immer noch keine Ahnung, wie dieses Spiel gespielt wird.
Damn,
Du
she's
willst
just...
diesen Knoten zerstören. Aber jeder Schritt, den du tust, führt dazu, ihn zu erhalten.
Which is what I've sort of been saying. That's what I've been feeling.
How confused would you be?
Ich habe ihn getötet. Ich
That
habe
wasn't the
Martha
origin.
und den Ursprung getötet.
Can't have been then.
Du hast gedacht, dass der Ursprung in der Verbindung der beiden Welten liegt. Aber in
guessing that was
Wahrheit liegt
way
er
wrong.
außerhalb der beiden Welten.
Oh.
Outside
oh,
both
that makes
those
sense.
walls.
That
Yeah,
makes
okay.
sense.
Unser Denken ist vom Dualismus geprägt. Schwarz, weiß. Licht und
Light,
Schatten.
dark, yeah.
I'm not used to seeing Adam so lost.
She said light and shadow, just so you know.
Ohne eine dritte
said
Dimension
shade.
ist nichts vollkommen.
A third dimension? No, tell me there's no third
Did I
dimension.
not say this?
Hang on,
I
man.
said this, right?
Iketa.
Woo! What the fuck?
Es gibt eine dritte Welt.
That's nuts.
Did I say this? Oh, I swear, I hope I said it
Alright,
on camera.
You might have, but do we want to focus on the show or just praise ourselves the whole time? I'm trying to get locked in here.
Alles seinen Ursprung hat.
Oh, he's from the third one.
Tannhaus in der Ursprungswelt. Er hat wie du jemanden verloren.
in the origin world.
Yes.
Und wie du hat er versucht, jemanden von den Toten zurückzuholen.
Right. So that's why we haven't seen them yet, you know?
Stattdessen hat er seine Welt gespalten und zerstört.
So this is how it started.
Unsere beiden Welten erschaffen.
Wow.
He split the worlds. Oh, shit.
For all of you knocking me down, Spartan. You guys thought I was lost. I was just way ahead.
Es gibt einen Weg, diesen Knoten zu zerstören. Indem wir verhindern, dass in der Ursprungswelt
Oh,
Which
right,
makes
yeah.
sense.
Zeit überhaupt erst erfunden wird.
Okay.
So they were missing the origin world as
Yeah,
the key
yeah,
puzzle
yeah.
piece.
It is interesting because she is saying, like, you know, we think in dualities, and it's like your world is so small that you think that you are the origin in terms of like Martha and his connection to everything, but it's like it has nothing to do with you. And I do like that perspective.
Yeah, that's really cool. So there's an origin world, and Tannhaus in that origin world created
Yes.
the two other worlds.
Yes.
By trying to fix his time. That began all of this.
I was going to say last episode, but then I'm like, I'm overthinking it, and I've been wrong visually with stuff. So, but he looked, I don't know, the way they filmed Tannhaus looked very crisp and very different compared to other times we've seen him. So, yeah, anyways.
Ich hätte dir all das gerne erspart. Aber dein Weg musste erhalten bleiben.
Yeah, damn, even
Musste
that.
genauso getan werden wie zuvor.
So that wasn't wrong.
Bis zu diesem Moment.
Ah, this moment, not the one before.
Ist das schon einmal passiert?
Dass du versuchst, den Ursprung zu zerstören. Das ist unendliche Male passiert.
Oh
Poor.
my god, wouldn't that be mind-blowing?
Fuck.
Du und ich. Geschieht zum ersten Mal.
Really? But how do you know?
I know, right?
Es ist Zeit, dass du verstehst, wie alles wirklich zusammenhängt.
Oh, please tell us.
Oh, I'm
Was du
nervous.
getan hast. Alles, was Eva getan hat, hat dazu geführt, den Knoten aus beiden Welten auf ewig aufrechtzuerhalten.
For
Damn, those
eternity,
two
man.
forces.
Schaffst dich auf ewig neu. Und sie sich.
Wow.
Du trägst beide Welten in dir. Was? Dein
Forgetting
Sohn,
about the third.
er ist der Ursprung.
She has it wrong as well. I love that. They were actually both wrong.
Yeah. So that is the sun, right?
Yeah, we're correct.
Du willst deinen Sohn zerstören. Und den Knoten mit ihm. Eva will, dass er lebt. Und muss dafür den Knoten aufrechterhalten.
So they're both bound by destroy or keep.
Alles, was Eva und du in diesem Knoten getan habt und immer wieder tun werdet, habt ihr aus Liebe getan.
Oh, wow, that's powerful. That's powerful stuff.
Und doch habt ihr nichts außer Schmerz und Leid gebracht.
How does Claudia know all this?
That's what I want to know.
Sie alle jemals leben, dann müssen wir tun, was schon immer geschehen ist.
And this is when she kills Jonas right after this. That all happened so soon.
This is wild.
Oh my goodness.
Ihr beide habt auf eurer Reise unvorstellbare Dinge
Look how
getan.
unsure she looks. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, now we know why.
Oh, dude.
Sie hat gesagt, dass wir die Apokalypse stoppen müssen.
It all happened so close to each other. It's crazy.
Ihr habt versucht, dem zu entkommen, was aus euch wird.
Oh my god. Little did we know it had been right after.
I know.
Wer bist du? Es tut mir leid.
Holy shit.
Ihr hättet niemals existieren dürfen.
Damn. Wow.
Woher weißt du das?
Yes, tell us, please.
Ich habe 33 Jahre in beiden Welten nach Antworten gesucht,
Nothing made sense, right?
bis ich begriffen habe, dass wir nicht alle Teil des Knotens sind.
Yeah,
Beide Welten
wow.
sind ein Geschwür, das aus etwas anderem entstanden sein muss.
Shit.
That's a big
Wenn
realization.
man es entfernt, vernichtet man alles, was daraus geboren wurde.
That's crazy because that's quite confronting.
It's your whole reality is.
All die Jahre habe ich gedacht, dass sie meine Tochter ist.
Wow.
So he wasn't the father?
Sie ist nicht Teil des Knotens. Sie wird leben.
Oh, that makes like.
Was du tun musst. Mach es schnell.
So she's
sie nicht
lying to him, right?
Oh, no, I don't. No. This is before she gets him to kill her.
Alles, was ich getan habe ich für Regina getan.
She's maintained that at least.
Yeah.
So I was correct in saying that she was trying to find a way for her to live. It was about Regina.
Zu begreifen, wie alles zusammenhängt. Wirklich zusammenhängt. Bis ich verstanden habe, dass unsere beiden Welten aus einer anderen entstanden sind.
How do you realize that though? How do you come to that conclusion confidently?
Dass sie nur in der Welt, aus der alles entstanden ist, leben kann.
She
Die
wasn't lying when she
Ursprungswelt.
promised that.
Yeah.
She can live in the origin
Ich habe
world.
dich belogen. Und Eva. Aber der Knoten musste aufrechterhalten bleiben.
Yeah, everything had to happen again.
Dass ihr beide im Dunkeln bleibt. Dass
Literally.
alle in diesem Knoten im Dunkeln bleiben.
Claudia was orchestrating it all.
Es ist so geschehen, wie es schon immer geschehen ist. In deiner und in ihrer Welt.
For eternity.
That is an incredible task.
Eine unendliche Verkettung aus Ursache und Wirkung, die uns alle in beiden Welten immer wieder zu unserem gleichen Schicksal führt.
Yeah, wow.
Oh, so he finds the older one, not the kid here.
Helge,
Kein Schicksal in der einen Welt besser als das andere.
A different version, but same result.
welches Jahr? 19.
The way the music is just building up right now.
Ich kann das ändern. Weißt du? Ich kann die Vergangenheit ändern. Und die Zukunft.
Oh, man. Remember when we thought this was the biggest reveal?
I know.
Da drin. Ist er da drin?
Oh, dude. Watching this again is hard.
Oh my god. Damn. We're watching two at once now.
It's too much. Oh, wow.
Finally get to see the wallpaper.
Die Dinge passieren vielleicht nicht auf dieselbe Art und Weise,
But the
Oder
outcome
zur
is still the
selben
same.
aber sie passieren. Keiner in diesem Knoten kann seinem Schicksal entkommen.
That's wild. And it had to be a fucked fate. Like, it couldn't have been happy and nice.
Oh, that's when Helge went back in time. Wait, does he get revenge on him?
Oh my.
Du habe ich die Figuren über das Schachbrett gezogen
Oh my
und musste dabei
god.
zusehen, wie alles immer wieder passiert.
Holy shit. So Ulrich just dies sooner here.
Ich weiß, wo das Schlupfloch ist, nachdem du so lange gesucht hast. Die Zeit.
Time. Okay.
Während der Apokalypse ist sie für den Bruchteil einer Sekunde stehen geblieben. Und
Oh,
hat damit alles aus
right.
dem Gleichgewicht gebracht.
Interesting.
Aber wenn die Zeit stillsteht, ist für einen Moment auch die Kette aus Ursache und Wirkung gebrochen.
So the apocalypse has to happen.
Sie nutzt das Schlupfloch in deiner Welt, um ihr jüngeres Ich in die eine oder andere Richtung laufen zu lassen. Und damit den Kreislauf aufrechtzuerhalten.
So she's focused on preserving the cycle, but she knew that.
Auf einen anderen Weg zu schicken.
Ooh.
Oh
Und damit den
shit.
Kreislauf endgültig zu brechen. Jonas und Martha, sie sind schuld daran, dass alles
Oh my god.
This is
Okay.
nuts.
ins Feld schicken, damit sie dem Ganzen endlich ein Ende setzen.
Shit.
Send them to the origin world.
This is wild. That's a lot. Like, they had to blame for everything, right?
So it's kind of confirmed that Adam knew the least.
Yeah.
The moment they both die is...
Yes. Okay. Instead of Martha coming.
No, this is... Oh, he's already dead. You're right, yes.
Was willst du noch von mir?
Ich kann dir das erklären. Alles.
Puh.
Jetzt müssen wir hier weg.
Like
He's
right
talking to him very
now.
different.
Was ist das?
Das ist unsere letzte Hoffnung.
Oh man. Oh.
Wow.
Then the cave?
Is this the origin world?
I bloody hope so.
Was für eine Zeit ist das?
Die Frage ist nicht, welche Zeit, sondern
Yeah.
welche Welt.
Yeah.
Christmas get bigger, my friend. Much bigger.
Remember, like, not where, when?
Es gibt einen Weg, wie du nicht zu mir werden musst.
Which he's never said before.
Aber dafür musst du mir vertrauen.
Which he's already broken time and time again.
Yeah.
Die andere Martha. Du musst sie retten.
Right.
Save the other Martha. The original Martha?
Ich habe all die Jahre gedacht, dass nur ich allein es ändern muss.
Oh, but they can change it together.
Ihr seid zwei Teile eines Ganzen.
That's
Und
interesting.
gemeinsam könnt ihr zurück in die Ursprungswelt.
All that
Wir wissen es
self-blame.
ein Tropfen. Was wir nicht wissen. Ein Ozean.
There's a different meaning now.
Yeah.
Das Schlupfloch.
Ulrich.
Für einen Moment wird die Zeit stillstehen.
You need to
One
use that
damn
moment.
moment.
Martha holen. Bevor Magnus und Franziska sie holen.
Oh, yeah, at the road.
Right.
Shit.
Ihr seid unsere letzte Hoffnung.
Shit. So he's resting his fate in his younger self's hand.
Papa. Sag ihm, dass es mir leid tut.
Oh.
That when she goes to talk to him one last time as well.
Yeah.
She dies after all this.
Yeah.
Sets that in motion and still has to... Oh.
Yeah. Which makes sense now what she said to Noah.
Wenn alles gelingt, dann wird Regina leben.
Again, for her daughter. Here they are once again.
He's going to trip her out.
They come now, so it's very... Oh, I thought it was that traffic light when they came. Oh, yeah. They're already there.
Shit.
Oh, that's interesting.
That's
you
very
hit
smart.
it. Yeah.
Imagine it fell out. Oh, dude.
That was epic. That was so
Too close for
epic.
comfort. Oh my god.
The way he just did that. Oh my god. Love.
Das kann nicht sein.
Is that it? They've changed everything?
Not
Like,
yet, but they've changed something.
Du siehst aus wie sie.
oh, he knows it's not.
Oh, because this Jonas isn't the one that met her yet. Remember?
Du weißt nicht, wer ich bin.
That's why
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Wann sind wir?
Yeah, when
That's
are
my
we?
questions.
Sind wir hier?
To not exist anymore, essentially.
Heute ist der 21. Juni 1986. Der Tag, an dem unsere beiden Welten erschaffen wurden.
Oh,
Wow.
damn. In 86.
Wir haben nicht viel Zeit. Wir müssen verhindern, dass es jemals passiert.
Warte!
It's a lot for her to just accept as well.
I know. But it's crazy how they all get told one thing and then they go with it and they act confident Yeah, anyways. Will he be able to kill himself now?
Was hast du vor?
The energy in this moment.
Dafür, dass alles so passiert.
Yeah.
Immer wieder passiert.
Imagine that. How would you take that in? How would you
Kannst,
understand
was du
that?
willst. Und ich nicht loslassen kann, was ich will.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, Adam and
Aber wir
Eve.
sind der Fehler. Der Fehler in der Matrix.
Oh, shit.
Interesting.
Du willst, dass sie nie existieren. Deine Welt und meine.
That's a difficult choice to make. Everything you know.
It's very confronting to be okay with that too, you know?
And Martha's not been at this very long at all. It's harder for her.
Yeah. Oh shit.
She looks dead serious. So isn't that interesting that both quantum entanglements were the points at which they could change things? That was the one moment.
Yes. Now we understand why things had to happen again and again and again.
Please be Adam.
It will, for
This
sure.
would be the most epic conversation. It is.
Is it? Oh, he's got a gun. What are you
His
gonna do with
job
that,
to kill
boy?
her.
Aber am Ende ist jeder tot. Nur ein neuer Anfang.
So cool seeing him face to face.
Finally.
Dass ich sterbe, ist nur ein weiterer Schritt im Kreislauf.
Oh, so she doesn't know.
Martha wird mich finden. So wie ich einst mich gefunden habe.
Right, but they're gonna stop that, right? That's the whole point.
I think so. So this is what happened last time in the other
Yes,
cycle.
this is what makes Martha Eva.
Envy.
Oh,
We're expecting this, right?
yeah.
So ist es nicht passiert. So ist
Oh.
es nie passiert.
He's like, you think you won, bitch?
Hast mich getötet. Jedes Mal.
Every time.
Just not this way.
And what have these two been through? And now they're standing under their own
Yeah.
side.
Der Tod ist etwas Unbegreifliches. Aber man kann sich mit ihm versöhnen.
Interesting.
Which understood it all.
Alles, was wir getan haben, wird am Ende vergessen sein.
Ah.
That's confronting to think.
Yeah, that's huge.
Especially when you speak about legacy and
Wir,
Oh, it's a beautiful scene as
der
well.
damn.
du und ich.
They kept going back
Oh
and
my
forth on that.
God.
We're perfect, we're not.
Damn, that is powerful, man.
Alles ist Ursache und Wirkung. Jeder
Wow.
Schmerz verleitet uns zum Handeln.
Yeah. The
All
desire,
started
the
from his
pain, the
original
suffering.
pain.
Sein Sohn, dessen Frau, seine Enkelin sind bei einem Autounfall gestorben.
Yep, yep. And it all started from that.
Er hat diesen Schmerz niemals vergessen.
Wow. I don't know what to say, man. That's
I know, I
huge.
know.
Sie müssen ihm den Schmerz nehmen. Damit er
Oh,
niemals nach einem Weg
shit.
sucht. Alles rückgängig.
Oh, wow. You have to go that far.
Sie müssen in der Ursprungswelt verhindern, dass
See how this looks very
beiden
cinematic?
jemals
Yeah. It's a good pickup, you're right.
I had this feeling last episode, but I was like, I don't know.
They do shoot it differently.
And it's very vibrant, the colours,
Yes.
where we've not really seen that before.
It was typically always very dark.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Fuck, should have mentioned it.
In eine Welt zurückzureisen, in der seine Familie noch lebt. Aber anstattdessen hat er seine Welt gespalten.
But then it's crazy that they're the mistake, you know?
Knoten erschaffen.
Townhouse created did not. And as a result, these two.
Yeah. And everything from their pain, the cause and effect.
Der Jonas. In deiner Welt. War anders?
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's an interesting question.
Oh, look at them, man.
Far out, dude. This is killing me.
It's about to happen.
Isn't it insane? This guy has no idea that this very moment he fucks everything.
Right?
He's just creating two other worlds that are going to constantly be in torment.
She didn't answer the question.
So that's what this energy was when that apocalypse was happening. You know that light glow?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Oh,
Seeing them finally be able to rest from their conflict.
I know.
Oh, dude. This hugs everything.
They unite, you know? They understand each other now.
Oh, man.
They
that is
understand each
beautiful.
other.
Yeah, that is beautiful. Is that it now? They in the original
Well,
world? Oh, what the
between
hell?
time. Right?
This is the bridge that he was saying.
Yeah, isn't that what Claudia said? That is trippy as fuck.
Yeah, I'd be tripping out if I was there, not gonna lie.
They were meant to do this together, right?
There's a
Okay.
reason they're separate.
She can hear that though, I think. Like,
This is pretty freaky, man. Where the hell?
I know, and then what do you do here as well? Like,
What was that? Like a child's laugh.
yeah. That is granddaughter?
Was that Martha?
Martha.
Er sieht traurig aus.
Oh, wow.
Der Junge, der da steht.
She can see him,
Aber
but
da ist niemand.
Katharina can't.
Da ist doch nur eine Schrankwand.
What the hell?
Is that in the original world?
She see Jonas then?
I'm guessing so.
With the yellow jacket.
Alles in Ordnung? Was willst du denn im Keller?
So Mikkel's still his father, but it's obviously not Katharina's son or whatever.
Da steht ein Mädchen.
Da ist kein Mädchen.
Imagine when your child says that, you know?
Yeah.
And you brush it off and it's like, whoa, they're actually seeing something. That's an interesting moment.
Yeah. I wonder what the significance of that is.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
I get a bump. Just like that. Wait, Martha's taller than Jonas?
She might be wearing boots. Like, let's So this is the middle of both their worlds.
Yes.
Mal wieder davon anfangen? Kannst du es nicht einmal gut sein lassen?
Ich dachte, du willst ihn laden.
Oh, they had a fight, then he dies.
Hast du Sonja mal gefragt, ob sie das überhaupt interessiert? Hast du mich all die Jahre mal gefragt, ob mich das interessiert?
It's weird seeing this. 'Cause they feel like strangers, but we also know about them.
Yeah.
Es regnet draußen.
Ist das alles, was du dazu zu sagen hast?
Is that why it's like constantly raining in those two worlds?
Maybe.
What the fuck?
Du hast mir doch gesagt, die Welt da draußen wäre voller Geheimnisse. Und dass das, was wir wissen, ein Tropfen in einem unendlichen Ozean ist, ja?
Yeah.
Is that why they all say that?
Du weißt vielleicht alles über Einstein, Rosenbrücken und schwarze Löcher, aber über mich weißt du absolut gar nichts.
I get that pain as a child. You get it, right?
Ich dachte, ihr bleibt noch ein paar Tage.
Der kriegt sich schon wieder ein.
And he never gets to. And that's the last time I'm assuming he sees them.
Yeah.
I bet he didn't know in that moment and he'd be looking at that photo forever and that was it.
War das gerade wirklich nötig? Wir hätten genauso gut morgen fahren können.
Now, they died by a car accident, so I
But they were
just...
pushed off a bridge, so I wonder if that's got something to do with something.
I'm nervous.
Hat immer nur nach oben geguckt, Sterne, Galaxien, beschissene Universen und mich.
Oh.
Mich halt nie gesehen.
Yeah, okay. I understand that hurt as well.
Man kann sich seine Familie eben nicht aussuchen.
Yep. Yep.
Hab ich mir ausgesucht.
Yep. Yep.
Mich hast du dir ausgesucht.
Is this the
All
fucking
right.
moment?
So, eyes on the road, yeah?
Damn, and this is that bus stop where they're always talking
Yeah,
about how much they
yeah.
hate Wyndon. It's raining.
This ain't the moment. Because they're okay, surely.
Was soll denn das? Ihr könnt doch nicht einfach hier rumstehen, ich habe euch gerade fast überfahren.
Oh, Miss
And
Man has
now
no
what?
idea
Now what do you
what he's a part
do?
of.
Like... Say something, like...
Alles in Ordnung?
He's realised something's off.
Ist gesperrt.
Was?
Es gab einen Unfall.
Yeah. Does he listen?
Geht mal nach Hause.
Was wir wissen, ist ein Tropfen.
Oh.
Was wir nicht wissen, ein Ozean.
That will get him to...
Surely,
yeah, yeah.
hopefully.
Dein Vater liebt dich. Er würde alles für dich tun.
Literally. Anything.
They need to convince him now.
Surely this has.
They don't know their baby's name. Could it be Regina? I don't know. She's the one that's not part of the knot.
Die Brücke ist gesperrt.
He's
So
listening.
he's listening.
Weißt du was, du hast recht. Wir sollten morgen fahren.
So they
Okay.
go back home. And then they stop Townhouse's pain.
Is it that easy?
Wouldn't it be wild if, like, today they stopped it, but that's inevitable? Like fate?
Well, let's see. Everything's going too smoothly so far.
Mm-hmm.
Ihr seid zurück?
Die Brücke ist gesperrt.
Take it, accept it, leave it.
Don't question it.
Engel gesehen.
Mach dich nicht lustig.
Oh, he thinks they're angels. That's why he believed them.
Moment that he never got to have, you know?
Yeah, this is powerful. And before I said about the granddaughter's name, we know it's Charlotte. That was a bit of a brain blunder.
Schön, dass Sie wieder da seid.
Oh, his lips
Ich hab die
quivering.
Betten noch gar nicht abgezogen.
Oh. He always hoped that you'd come back.
Hilf Marek.
That's it. Like, we changed everything. She's so cute.
So what now?
Yeah, what
Feels
about, like,
there's something
Regina?
Still hanging.
Glaubst du, es hat funktioniert?
They never die, then these two will never exist.
Yeah, what happens to these two now?
Wouldn't that be a scary thought? Like, if your job's done, what does that mean for us?
Im Licht. Ich hab dich gesehen.
Yeah. What's the significance of that?
Du hast zu mir geschaut.
Im Schrank.
Oh, she remembers it.
Well, she saw the same thing with him.
But
Oh.
yeah, yeah. Because he didn't. That was a cupboard, not a
So
closet.
Es war kein Traum.
Wait, had this already happened before then?
What does this mean?
Glaubst du, dass irgendetwas von uns bleibt? Das ist das, was wir dann sind. Ein Traum.
Yeah,
Damn.
wow.
It'd be like a nightmare, just waking up from it.
Because that was each other's world that they saw each other in, and then they went to townhouses. Their origin.
Oh shit, I was waiting for this.
Oh, wow.
Wir passen passt perfekt zusammen.
Oh, finally at the end.
The final conclusion.
Ich hab nie etwas anderes.
Aww.
And he said that to her a while ago.
And it's not even like his one, you know?
Yeah.
Wow.
Just like that, they're disappearing. Shit.
And I think to myself,
He always reaches out for her hand.
what a wonderful
It doesn't feel
I
real,
feel a bit
man.
like overwhelmed, like.
I feel empty.
clouds
Middle-aged Jonas.
He'll have no idea what's going on.
shaking hands, saying,
The middle-aged ones kind of get screwed over because the old ones and the young know what's
They have
going
like
on.
a piece.
The middle-aged ones have no idea.
I hear babies crying.
Well, yeah, I guess they don't. Because I was like, do they? Because the young one then informs middle, but I don't know.
No, because the first time this is happening.
Yes.
Oh, so she never grows to become the old Claudia that did all this. She did enough to keep it going. Thank God. I was going to say,
I know, I was like, that can't be it. It just
can't leave me hanging
cannot.
there. I need something. I don't know what it is. I need something.
Yes, this is what we need. This is what we need.
Is this why we never knew who the father was? Oh my God, they're all there.
Hannah's got long hair.
Auf dich. Und danke für die Einladung.
Oh, wait.
That person.
And they're actually friends, Regina, Ulrich, and stuff. Catherine.
Yeah, the guy has two
Katharina.
eyes.
Oh, is Hannah with him rather than Ulrich? I mean...
Sieht viel besser aus.
Du hast uns nie erzählt, was da eigentlich genau passiert ist.
Oh, yeah!
Tell me he gets interrupted again.
Letzten Sommer ist...
I knew it.
Ist das jetzt die Apokalypse? Ja, warte, ich hier nach Feuer. Hast du Feuer?
He never gets to say that story.
Yellow jacket.
Hey, ist alles okay?
She having like a deja vu moment?
Ich weiß auch nicht, ich glaube, ich hatte gerade ein Déjà-vu oder sowas.
What does that mean?
Ich habe genau das hier letzte Nacht geträumt. Das Licht hat geflackert. Es gab einen lauten Knall. Und dann war plötzlich alles dunkel.
What?
War die Welt zu Ende.
Die Welt war zu Ende?
Well, in a way, those other two worlds did, right?
Ich hatte so ein eigenartiges Gefühl.
That her connection to what happened.
Yeah, that was
Dass
a good
alles
thing.
vorbei ist. Als ob
God,
man
you have
plötzlich
no idea.
frei ist von allem.
Wow.
Unendliche Dunkelheit.
Wow, man. So it's a good thing that she never had Jonas and was with Mikhail, or Michael.
It sounds very bleak the way she puts it, but when you...
Yeah, when you know the alternative.
Vielleicht sind das die Hormone.
Wenn die Welt heute untergeht,
That to imply she's pregnant.
Yeah, she is.
was würdet ihr euch wünschen?
Eine Welt ohne Winden.
Haha, still.
That never changes.
Eine Welt ohne Winden. Ah.
Sieht so aus, als ob Winden nicht so einfach gehen will.
Vielleicht ist es ja auch besser so.
What baby did they have then?
Habt ihr schon einen Namen?
Here we go.
Ich weiß nicht.
You do know. Tell us. Do you think it will be?
Ich glaube, ich finde Jonas einen schönen Namen.
I knew it!
Damn. What does that mean then?
What the fuck?
Holy shit. I don't even know how to begin.
That part is trippy, right? Because, what do you mean, Jonas? Like, there's two ways. It's like, does it just happen again? Which
No, I don't
is
think
kind
that's the
of-
implication, but...
No, but at least he is still able to be born.
I think that's the idea, that they were saying they wouldn't exist, but that they will exist.
Just
for once
differently.
in a normal life. So even though it wasn't the whole Mikkel and this and that, it still will exist.
Yes. Because they were born of like all those cause and effect, like the intricacies of both worlds timelines and worlds intertwining and stuff. So
I just want to say, before we start dissecting it, I really wanted to just have to applaud this series.
Mhm.
It is one of the best series I've ever watched. I think you agree with that.
I think we need to rewatch it to fully appreciate it.
Oh, no doubt. But I give this series 10 out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
I give it 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
And it absolutely stuck the landing, and holy shit. I can't say I understood everything that happened in the finale.
Yeah,
I
I
understood
agree.
enough to really feel what I was meant to
The
feel.
impact of it, yeah.
But I definitely think not just this episode, but a number of episodes will need to be rewatched to
All of
fully
them, all
understand.
of them,
Yeah, but like
yeah.
especially to get it all.
Yes.
You know, we'll unpack it, but I just wanted to say that, wow, what a freaking journey this has been. I already feel a void in my heart.
Yeah.
Unlike, you know, very few shows made me feel this kind of void, because I genuinely, like with Adam and Eve and World 1 and World 2 and all them gone, I'm like, what? Like I didn't want this show to ever end, because that's how good it was. It was just being on that path, on that mystery. It was like you had a sense of purpose, and now I feel like that purpose is gone, even though it was a kind of happy ending, like a happier ending than I expected.
But the thing is, it's fitting. Like, this was the time, you know, ironically. Now, if you would, can you grant me just one moment, please? I have been spat on. I have been...
You were not spat on.
People have been tarnishing my good name. Yes, I've been lost.
Look, it is very
I
fitting.
will say it. Let me just say.
It is very fitting for you being you to come in at the end with some heavy predictions. It is very fitting that you would go so far beyond, because you are usually good at the ending. You've been a bit of a disaster throughout the
I've been
show.
confused, but early on, I can't remember if it was the start of season 3 or end of season 2, I was like, there is a third world.
No, it would have been start of season 3, because that's when we found out about another world.
There is a third world. And before that, I did say the whole of Claudia's motive, did I not?
No,
I repeat, is Regina and keeping her alive.
Yes, I was only ever saying, I agree with you, but what I was always emphasizing was that Regina is a primary motivator, but I just
No,
wanted...
she was the motivator.
Yeah,
The motivator.
but I don't entirely... It was the motivator to keep her searching, but the old Claudia, the bigger overarching thing that she was doing wasn't just Regina. It was that was the driver to get her to get to a point where she then realized, okay, you've got World 1, World 2, there's all this repeating.
No, she said it herself. Hang on.
No, I understood the line.
She said it herself. I kept searching for a way to find a way for Regina to live.
Yes.
And
I understand that, but I still understand it. Just settle down. Pipe down, Pudgey. I still understand it, that I agree that was her main driver, but I think that as she uncovered how big this gets, that was the driver she needed to become who she becomes and uncover it all, to then realize that she can figure out how to end all of this, all of it. If she found out all of it and Regina wouldn't exist, do you think she would not do it? I don't know. I mean, Adam and Eve kind of proved that they both fought for themselves, so maybe...
But it's still not... No. Like, what I'm saying, I feel like I'm being confident now, because I do feel like that's the only way. Like, because regardless of the outcome, her whole motivation for every action, which is what Townhouse was saying, there's something inside of you, the pain that you have, and that's what caused him to do all of this. And her pain was Regina, and that was the only reason why she went on this journey. The only reason why she made all her choices, the only reason why she went on that path.
And I'm agreeing with that, but the one thing you're overlooking is that
we're just talking about her motivation.
I understand that. I'm just saying the one thing you're overlooking is I agree. I'm just remember that in every other infinite times where she does the same thing, everything still fucks up. So this was the one turning point where she actually discovered the quantum entanglement.
No one's refuting that.
No, I know.
She still tried to find a way for Regina to live.
But again, I don't know why you're like barking down me. Like I'm refuting that. I'm not. I remember saying before that I thought maybe, yes, did I downplay? Did I not think that it was going to be the be all and end all of her entire motive? Yes. But I did grant you that, and then we'll move on from this because it's sort of no point spending the whole discussion just talking about who was right, who was wrong, which, you spent a lot of this episode doing, but...
I was just excited because I did feel very lost throughout this series, and I had these moments of clarity, and that's when I would say what I would say and whatnot, but then... just so you guys know, I never read the comments for this show because I didn't want to be like caught up in anything and have other people like change my thoughts and views and whatever. But there were moments which I'm excited about that, like hit the nail on the head.
Yeah. And
per se.
It's good to be excited because you were correct. I think the energies are different. So I was definitely like, this is like everything I've dreamt about every day since I started watching the show. So I'm like really trying to be really into it and I need every word. And then I can just hear this yelling and and I'm trying to keep it civil and keep it positive. But I'm like, man, like we can clap you later. At the start of the episode, I'm like, man, I'm just trying to like really soak us in. So definitely there me off course a little bit with the immersion. We're working on that. Spartan Pudgey will have to go through some maintenance. But you were correct. I grant you that. And as I said, I agreed with you that Regina was a big player. I maybe didn't think, it was 100% like you, but I also still kind of feel, I need to sit on it. It's a heavy show, so I'm not going to just change everything.
Yeah.
I still just kind of feel that I agree that was the motivator, the driver, the love for her daughter. But then I think that also led her to discover everything, which
for sure.
Then she sacrificed something greater than all of that. So that's just what I was saying last time we spoke. But anyway, those are our stances. We can move on.
Yeah, but just on that topic, I do love that because,
it's the theme of love.
Yeah, the theme of love and Claudia being the bridge for that, for all three worlds.
And that love bridges Adam and Eve.
Yeah.
Together, reconciling those two sides.
Yeah.
You can look
where
at it.
He thought he was the issue, like... Yeah, he made some decisions, but he's not like solely to blame. Man and woman, Adam and Eve, like they're all in it together. I don't know. The themes are very deep, and I feel like upon a rewatch, upon a reflection,
you can't do it justice just on the cusp like that. You really got to sit there and break it down. But
for sure.
I'm sure like we feel it.
Yes.
Now I wonder what Claudia kind of means when she says, I get what she means, but she says Regina was not part of the knots. Does that mean those people at the table, they were all kind of the people that existed in the original world and everything else kind of slotted in with these other worlds?
Yeah. Because if you think about it, well, I don't know, like...
Because if Ulrich wasn't there... That's what I'm saying. But if Ulrich wasn't there, then...
Which makes sense because Ulrich, his father... What was that whole family tree thing again?
Tronte, who we thought was the father of Regina, but then we see some image. I need to look back at that image. There's some image of a father, and it wasn't Tronte.
Yes.
So is that why you never really know who Regina's father is?
Well, that's the thing. So essentially, without going into it, because I don't remember everyone's like family tree in the two worlds that that diverted from the original, but. Essentially, anyone who, like Mikkel, which is Jonas, and obviously Martha. So then I'm assuming Magnus and, all the, like Elizabeth, they're all, like part of that knot. Regina wasn't. She was alive without the knot, without Mikkel. Like, how Mikkel went back in time, blah, blah, blah. All
so
this
Charlotte's
stuff.
part of that knot.
Yep.
Like
yes.
most...
Because she was born of Elizabeth and Elizabeth born of her, like...
Yeah, it would definitely take some thinking and unpacking on exactly who. Like, Mikkel, I guess, was part of that knot.
Yep.
So there were a lot
Ulrich,
of people.
obviously.
And that's why these families kind of were the center of it all, because they were all part of the knots.
But then the interesting thing is that, as fate will have it, Jonas is still born. Well, it may not. The thing is, we're assuming it's like the Jonas we know, but she can
Yeah,
still
we
name a
don't know.
different child
Well,
Jonas.
it's not Mikkel's DNA, so who knows what
Yes.
Jonas it'll be.
Yes. Yeah. It could just be a kid and she likes the name Jonas.
So all the, like, a lot of the people like Celia and Noah and all these people, they just don't exist.
Yeah.
Bartos,
I don't think so.
Because is Alexander not really, like, Alexander was a funny one in the end because that's just, I mean, we got that answered, but it was just a much smaller, extra little detail that didn't amount to as much as we thought it would. He was just sort of part of the nuclear power plant and all that, but it really wasn't. I thought he was going to be like a real critical figure, and he wasn't.
Yeah, it was kind of like trying to mislead us in a way of like what this story is actually, and again, like he's almost just like filling in the gaps, I guess.
Yeah. Oh man, I just feel like I can't remember everything I want to talk about because there is just so much to this. So when they were in the bridge and they saw each other, I thought that was seeing the original world, but it's not. They were seeing each other in their worlds, and they both had this moment where they saw that.
Like I'm trying to think and dig deep. Like, what would the significance of that be? Like,
well, what's trippy is Martha remembered it.
Yes.
But then that means either this happens before, but we know that there's another timeline where Adam kills Martha. So imagine this is a quantum entanglement where there's one where Adam still kills Martha and one where they save the original world.
In a way, subtly, it does suggest that in a way. Don't you think because of that? Because they've seen each other, which means that would have had to happen again. But then also what I kind of have to go back over like what Hannah was saying, where it's like she feels the imprint of those two worlds. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Because she felt and then even that feeling of I don't know why, but I like the name Jonas. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but also, like I'm saying, Martha remembering that means she had to have experienced that as a kid.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
So is that because these two were always on this path on the timeline, or did they? Because obviously it's happened before. If she saw that as a kid, it's happened before.
Yeah.
I don't know about that one. That was
unless yeah, I'm gonna say something silly, but I'm just throwing it out there. Unless that happened at that same time, rather than in the. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they coexisted.
Yeah, okay, that's possible. That doesn't sound silly. That's reasonable.
Because I can't remember who. Maybe it was Claudia when she was explaining it. I swear I read that. It was a lot to take in and then read and understand and whatever. But I swear at one point it was like one line where she said something about like something happening at the same time. I don't know.
Well, we know the past and the future can affect each other simultaneously.
Yes.
So they've created a new branch, perhaps. I don't know what the significance of that exact experience is. I'm sure there might be something we're missing. One thing I want to, and this is going to seem very random, but just if I was to pick a plot hole, and not really, it's not even a plot hole, but just something that we were talking about the other day, which was, I might be missing something, but when Jonas goes back to talk to adult Mikkel, and we find out the reason Mikkel went in the cave in the first place was because Jonas with the yellow jacket led him there.
I feel like that's answered.
It's answered, but I'm just saying we never see our Jonas do that. I was always waiting for the point to see, okay, what led Jonas to then get to the point where he does that. I understand it probably happens sometime between, but from what we saw, well, after the quantum entanglement, Jonas is stuck in the future till he becomes an adult.
Yeah.
So it would have had to happen before then. So I don't know. We see it in Mikkel.
Saw it.
We see it in Mikkel's memory.
Yeah.
But we don't see it actually play out from the perspective of our Jonas.
But I guess maybe that's just how we're meant to see it through Mikkel. It was his experience after all.
Yeah, I guess between the time where Jonas sees Mikkel and then maybe as he's working with Claudia, does that just sort of happen? Well, there was a year where he was working and being trained by Claudia.
Yeah.
Maybe that's when it happened and we just don't get shown now. Because that was just, I like this show, 99.9% of things, you see the aftermath and then you see what led you there. That was the one that I carried throughout the show in my mind that we didn't necessarily see, like the view, you know. Another one maybe is seeing Jonas go from Jonas to Adam, kind of that, like we see that, but seeing really interpersonally, but they're not really big things. They're just something that I
think like maybe we said in the intro or at some point we were saying that on a rewatch, those things, now that you know the pieces of the puzzle, you can actually see them a little bit more clearly.
I'm sure we'll pick up on things.
I feel like those things that maybe potentially, I don't know, maybe there are things that you guys would know after watching it a few times that, oh yeah, they really should have flushed this out, but that may not be the case. Maybe it's just like, now that we know, we watch it again and you feel satisfied with those being answered in the way that they were. Don't know.
Just a few things. I just need to offload some thoughts because my brain's swirling.
Yeah, go for it.
It's weird to think that like everyone that followed Adam was led astray. Even Magnus and Francesca. Like I wonder I like how they covered that by showing us that Adam actually kills Eva normally. So that was kind of the cycle as well. He's got to kill Eva.
Yes.
So that then Martha finds her and becomes Eva.
Yes.
But then wonder what happens to Adam. I mean, I'm guessing whatever happens keeps happening, but isn't it crazy that...
Well, didn't she say your journey or something never ends?
Yeah, maybe
she said that like he...
But that's for all of them. That's for Martha too. They just keep...
Yeah.
So I'm guessing he dies at some point. Does he die a natural death? I guess it's unanswered, but it's just, it's trippy that there's a whole nother outcome that happens. I wonder, like, you almost want to see everyone's reactions. Like, what about Martha and Magnus when they realize, Francesca and Magnus when they realize that Adam was wrong, and a lot of other people are dead to not find out. But in that timeline,
yeah, because we didn't really see them like
after that point, no,
fizzle out,
and we don't really see how. I'm nitpicking. I've already given this 10 out of 10 series and episode, but I want to explore what I maybe
for sure.
Like Magnus, Bartos, we don't see exactly why he's not with Adam in the end. Like he's working for them when we know his kids are Noah and...
Yeah, because even once Celia passes away, he's still with him.
Yeah, so we don't see why he's not with him.
It might have something to do with Noah and the betrayal there and my son, and I don't know. Yeah, look, there are a few things up in the air. I don't know if they were like subtly answered. And I think it's going to be fun. You know, we're just yapping between us two and we're bouncing off each other right now. But I can't wait till we are going to open up to you guys, obviously in the comments and in a live stream and whatnot. And that's going to be fun, being able to like explore those ideas and those theories and just everything with you guys.
Yeah, no, I agree. It'll be awesome. I love, very touching, very powerful, seeing Adam and Eva at the end there. Eva's lips quivering and Adam just letting his guard down. It's like, because Claudia did say they did everything out of love. Mm-hmm. Deep down, they thought they were doing the right thing.
And it was their desire. They couldn't let go of what each of them wanted.
Yeah.
Which is quite big, like in terms of themes and... like theme of existence and humanity and things like that. It is like a lot to take in, but there's very big like messaging here.
Yeah. Everything they did, they truly thought it was for the best.
Yes.
And in the end, so they were just opposite forces. One wanted to maintain, one wanted to destroy, both thinking it was for a better outcome.
Yeah.
Claudia finding this loophole or this moment, I guess where it still is a bit trippy is because she would have been... Because she said this is the first time she's gotten to this point. But if it's the first time, everything else you've done is the same. So how do you decide that all of a sudden, like, you veered off the course, but wouldn't it have always been repeating that way?
Yeah, that I'm not sure of.
Like, what is the exact... that... Like I understand what she found, but... then wasn't she always finding that? Like, how did she change her fate? How did she change? All her plan was awesome behind being that independent entity, but the fact that she's saying it's the first time, unless it was always happening that way, no, because there's another reality where Adam kills her. So unless quantum entanglement is kind of the only
Allowed
thing
for
that
it.
accounts for that. That there's one Claudia at a certain diverging point that discovers something, and another one that doesn't, and then that means that in one, Adam and Eve continue to go in an infinite circle, and in another
And then
one,
one veers off.
it's solved.
Yeah.
But then that means it's never fully solved. So I don't know, like that kind of, and the way it all came back to Townhouse, you know, isn't it crazy? Because
Yeah.
you even see all kinds of things, man. That,
So they saw me when you said one wanted to destroy and one wanted to maintain. They saw me smile, and I kind of had this like epiphany moment or whatever. But it is, again, just going back to like the broader themes, it is interesting because like women wanted to maintain like the innocence and the nurturing of children and maintaining that part, and men went to wars and destroyed, thinking they were going to build anew. And you really see that whole theme of like Adam and Eve and their role in the whole human journey. And we see that with Adam and Eva. And then really it was love that had to bridge those two views. Anyways, I'm getting like overwhelmed emotionally just thinking about that, because that is so big. And I really,
beautiful.
like, who the hell is this writer? Because that's crazy to even get to that conclusion, you know?
Nah, this writer, I don't know, it might be the best writer on the planet. Like, I don't know many things. Like Matrix comes to mind. Matrix might be the closest thing to really explore, but I feel like this still takes it to another level.
I think so too.
The depth of it, the specificity in the naming and of things, and
even
crazy.
just the normal, like bringing like that normal human experience, like deja vu and that gut feeling and all those things like that, bringing it to life in this way and giving it meaning, giving it purpose, and tying in a lot of like science and religion and bridging that gap with love, you know?
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm getting a bit too excited, but I really, really do love those.
No, it's amazing.
Those themes.
Yeah, it's really, really powerful stuff. Yeah, I'm just thinking about it a little bit, man. It's yeah, we'll definitely need digestion time. I mean, there's still probably more to say, but you could honestly spend 5 hours dissecting this and you wouldn't do it justice.
More like.
I just want to think, is there anything else that we like? I mean, everything was fantastic, but with the episode, I mean, I'm super happy with how Claudia, her role in all of it, I don't fully
Because that was
understand.
a worry of yours.
Yes.
Like, off camera, and I know we mentioned it, but Spartan was like, that it can't just
I had this gut feeling it had to be more. You don't seem convinced when I was telling you, but like that, you were sort of okay with Claudia being a part, like Eva's henchman, whereas I was really pushing for that.
Well, I just didn't know where they would go with it, but I just thought maybe she is, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know, like one of those filling gaps or whatever.
When you're at that level, like you can't really fathom, you know, whereas me and Claudia.
Take it back to the episodes that I guessed about Claudia, and what else did I guess? Anyway, a few things.
But the third world, yes.
The third world.
You've got 2 things to like my 330.
I
like,
don't
settle down,
care.
settle
I
down.
got the bigger picture. You got the little details.
Not really. Not really. So I was really happy with Claudia's character arc, and that was just very fitting. I love how Adam and Eva both in the end were both wrong, but both thought they knew what the other didn't, and it's kind of confronting to realize that they were always just destined to repeat this over and over and over, and it was never ending, and they both thought they were ending.
Yeah.
And then that now they had to make the ultimate sacrifice, which is that they would never exist because Adam and Eva were constructs. That's why I like the world, like when we're seeing that end scene, and I still don't fully understand that end scene, by the way, but I feel like I don't understand a lot. But when we're watching that end scene, there's this feeling of emptiness because even though it was cruel and brutal, the world that we knew, everything we knew, and the insinuation is that those 2 worlds were never real. They were as a result of pain, right? And it created 2 worlds that were in a constant cycle of conflict.
I like that.
And it was very powerful messaging. And I can see how when you wake up and those worlds aren't real, but you're in a daze kind of, like, I don't feel like where are all those people? Where's everything we went through? Like, you see how you get attached to that. And even Adam and Eve, as bad as they were, well, they're not bad, but as destructive as they had been, I miss them. I'm like, damn, like, I don't want you to be gone.
What's interesting is that they speak about life and death and whatnot, and it was the death of those worlds. And what was it that you just said about Adam and Eva, like never existing, like they were never meant to exist and whatnot? That's the part that I didn't like in terms of messaging. I didn't love that.
I agree.
But then you go to Hannah, who is having a baby, and whether it's that Jonah somehow without Mikhail's DNA, or whether it's just the name, they live on.
I think it's meant to imply that they were meant to exist.
Yes, and that's what I mean, and that's why when
I'm glad you brought that up, because I agree. That's the one theme that I was like, not sure about that, about them.
Yes.
Because when you look at the symbolism behind that, you know, you can look at the biblical side of things, you can look at the symbolism about man and woman and their original sin or their original experimentation, and but I don't agree. I know you don't as well. That
and I think that's where they saved that.
They don't. Yeah, that they weren't meant to exist. That there was a journey, there was a purpose behind it all.
Yeah.
There was a grand endeavor that was way beyond their understanding, and against all the odds, they succeeded. So they weren't meant to exist in a literal sense, but the fact that, like you said, Hannah names her son Jonas kind of implies that now they had to go through all that so they can now exist correctly.
Yes.
They can now exist in
like
the way they were.
had to go through his pain to create these two worlds.
In the way it was always intended.
Yeah.
That's still wild. The way they left Townhouse as this little like grey area. Like he seemed like it's important, but not too important.
And didn't he feel like there was this feeling that he was at the center of it all because of like his work and his job and people coming to him to change this and the machine and whatever. He felt like he was at the center of it all, and you didn't really know exactly why, like the true purpose behind it.
Yeah.
Oh, just fucking fantastic. Honestly, thank you guys for recommending this series because I never would have heard of it.
No, thank you 100%. This is another one of those absolute gold mines that we've experienced only because of the channel.
I personally never would have watched this because I really stuck with subtitles. It's something that I've always been nervous to do, but like you push me, you guys push me. Wait, you push me, you guys push me.
And it was so worth it.
It was so worth it.
Definitely for me, I can say hands down, top 3 series of all time for me. Of all time in my entire life.
100%.
I don't know exactly, like, you know, there's a couple of high contenders, but it's up there. And I'd say that could all, it's one of those few that would be 10s, you know?
And you know what the thing is, Game of Thrones is really up there for me, but it fell off, right? We all know the ending. I'm not going to spoil it in case you guys haven't seen it. But
sticks to landing.
Yeah, like the ending, a lot of people were not happy with. This, I really don't have critiques. Like I'm just in awe of the themes, the messaging, the way they portrayed everything. Like usually if I'm happy with an ending, like I'm usually sitting here with a little bit of critiques. I'm like, I love what they did and what they wanted to say, but I'm like, I feel like if they presented it in this way, there would have been bigger impact. I've got nothing. I can't say that about this series.
No, it's well beyond our comprehension, and more people need to see this series.
Yeah.
Like more, we've been recommending it to all our family and friends, and they're all going to start watching it, and they absolutely should, because I'm worried that a lot of them aren't going to be able to really follow it at this level, but hopefully they do.
They'll have our reactions to watch.
Yeah, and I'll be keeping tabs on them.
Yes.
But I do see why the core fandom that loves Dark has so passionate, like you must watch it. It's like, dude, you must watch it. But at the same time, I don't think everyone's going to fully appreciate it. You have to lock in. You have to want to think. You have to want to understand. You have to be patient with it. You have to endure being lost. Like it's a bloody journey. But
and you have to be willing to question your worldview at some point as well, depending on where you're coming from, I think.
Question everything that you know,
Yeah, being really open to that, which a lot of people are not. Like a lot of people are just like stuck in their view, and that's fine. But there is a whole other world or two
or 3
out there, or 3 out there, you know?
Oh man, it's still gonna, I know I'll be playing this back in my head for a while, but there's this original townhouse, and he has a pain, and he loses his children, his child and his grandson and whatever, all that. And as a result of that, he's trying to turn back time. It's almost like that 2 versions of him were intentionally dumber, because he was saying, I've never achieved anything, I was given everything, because his original self was the one that actually solved it. And in that, rather than creating time travel, he actually split off 2 other worlds, 2 fractured worlds stuck in a cycle. And it's like they had the time travel, but they could never actually fix anything.
Yes.
But when you think about it, I just put this together. It's probably obvious, but he had to create that so that they could then come back and save him the pain to then eventually create the world. So it's like even Townhouse.
So he did fix it in a way.
Yeah, he did fix it. His experiments weren't. I don't know how many realities went to shit, but there is one reality in the end that is everlasting, where that experiment actually comes into fruition and it works and everything happens the way it happens. And oh my God. And the introduction of quantum entanglement to allow those scenarios to happen, like Adam coming right back for Jonas, he had just lost Martha, and Adam's come right back right after he's just shot her, and he's like, what do you want now? Now you want to go for round two? Like, what do you want? And Adam's like, and the way he spoke was so different. He was just like, he was so cold before that, like he thought he was doing the right thing and he wasn't. Oh,
speaking of quantum entanglement, I wonder, you know, on my loop, right? There was this world where I said, you know, there is a third world. And if I wasn't shut down and I was allowed to explore that idea in my head without the fear of being wrong, I wonder if I would have come to this conclusion. I just wonder.
You would not.
You never know. The people in the other world would know, but I would never know. Sorry, I had to add that in there. I thought it was funny. I know we kind of said this already, but we're kind of flicking through just to see if we had missed anything. And just seeing Adam and Eva put their heads together, I thought was quite beautiful because, you know, it represents a lot. Like the conflict between man and woman and all of humanity.
And good and evil and light and dark, like everything they represent.
Everything. They finally can come together. They understand each other and they can put that conflict aside now. I know you had said that, but just seeing it visually represented in that way.
Beautiful.
It's so beautiful.
After everything that happened, all the scars and the wounds that they're carrying and all of that, you come together and it's like, I get it. Like I didn't know what... we both didn't know the missing piece, that middle bit that we didn't, you know.
And it's funny because Eva understood that in terms of herself. Like once you go through what I have been through, you will understand my pain. But they weren't understanding each other's pain. And that's where that conflict happened, you know. And now they can put that to bed. Fucking great.
Cool. It's hard to wrap up this discussion because I just feel like the more I think, the more we think, the more you'll discover, the more you'll think.
Yeah.
But I think that's, you know, potentially leaves room for a live stream to discuss with you guys live.
Yeah, you guys will have to join us there.
Yeah, so keep your eyes out. We'll see if we can schedule something in and have a proper discussion. And if we think of anything in between, sort of write it down.
Yeah.
But yes, it's hard to wrap this up because I feel like I don't want to let it, like I'm still thinking, but it's so heavy, it's so deep, it's so unlike everything else that I don't think we can do it justice.
But I will say, just to toot our own horns for a little bit, like I think we have wrapped it up quite well. I feel like we've understood a lot and...
I'm happy with how we, you know...
Yeah.
We were both nervous coming into this. And I think we definitely got a good portion of what it was about.
Yeah.
We understood the series. I can say that confidently. Did we miss certain bits and pieces? Sure.
Yeah, that's fine. But even just like the themes and everything and dissecting it, I think we've done a decent job at that.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to reading the comments. But I also want to say a big thank you to you guys.
Yes.
Not only for showing us this show, but for everyone who has joined us for this amazing journey, who has communicated with us. All of it. It's been amazing, and this is a particularly special journey that I think we'll remember for a very long time because this is unlike anything else. So, you know, just go say a big thank you. This is going to be a lifetime memorable series for us, without a doubt. I just want to say to anyone who's made it this far, I do want to strongly encourage anyone who's loved this series to check out a book called Freedom, The End of the Human Condition. We've read it, and I think it covers all of this. It relates to all the themes, everything, you know, beyond the scope of this video. But if you love this series, I think that will absolutely blow your mind. You know, it's biologists look at our human condition and our capacity for good and evil, and you know, it's all based on first principle, you know, biology. But it's really, really fascinating, and everything Dark talks about is in there. So I also want to encourage you to I think you'll get a lot of value out of that if you enjoyed this series.
Yeah, it's like our recommendation to you after you guys were recommending this to us. And it, you know, everything that we said in this discussion, that's pretty much what has informed us to have these like thoughts and views and maybe like perceive this series in this way, like all those things and stuff. So yeah, I
probably allowed us to follow it to the degree in which we were able to follow it.
Yeah, like the depth and stuff for sure. Well, guys, thank you for joining us on this journey. We hope you enjoyed today's reaction. If you did, don't forget to leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and let us know in the comments down below what you thought of this finale, what you thought of our theories and thoughts, and our, I don't know, the way we wrapped up this series.
Yeah, make sure you let us know because we will be watching those and looking out for those comments. And stay tuned because, as always, as sad as it is, we will be replacing Dark with another big and epic series. So stay tuned because there might be another journey that you can follow along with us. Thank you to all of our Patreon supporters. You can get up to 4 weeks of early access to our reactions over there if you want to check that out. But otherwise, we'll see you guys on one of our next reactions. Until then, take care of yourselves.
See you guys.